What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Poke Office. My name is Colin. In today's video, we are looking at illustration rares all throughout Scarlet and Violet era. Paradox Rift is only like a couple days old officially, and the more and more I see it, the more it gets me excited to actually rip into more Paradox Rift packs. The artwork is incredible. Leading up to the release of Paradox Rift, I wasn't convinced that it was going to be that good of a set, and now the more I see it, the more I'm like kind of starting to really like it. And that being said, I actually have loved the artwork all throughout Scarlet and Violet era. I know some people are not on board with it yet, but the more I'm getting into it, the more it's growing on me. So we're going to look at some illustration rares from Scarlet and Violet base set, Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flames, 151, and now Paradox Rift. I think this is really good because there's a lot of these cards, some of my favorites actually, that the artwork is spectacular and the prices are actually still really low. So if you just want to add some of these to your collection, not necessarily for like investment purposes, because they might stay low for a long time, but the artwork just to like showcase your binder is like blowing my mind how cool it is. So we're going to look at that. Before we do, I have a giveaway going on this week. So I'm giving away 4 packs of the newest set, Paradox Rift, to one lucky subscriber. To enter, make sure you're subscribed to the channel with bell notifications on. Hit the like button. Leave a comment letting me know what your favorite illustration rare is out of Scarlet and Violet era so far. Let's get to this data, and then, of course, going to rip some packs at the end. Okay, so honestly, there's like no rhyme or reason to this presentation other than the fact that I picked some of my favorite illustration rare artworks out of each set so far. And then as I was going through the presentation, I ordered them in my least favorite to favorite out of the ones that I picked. So these are all my favorite, but we're like ascending to like my most favorite illustration rare cards out of the first 4 sets. And then we'll look at some Paradox Rift ones right at the end. So first off, we have this Ralts. And as I'm looking here, I actually got the graph wrong, but the numbers are correct. So this card is currently market priced at $11.56. This card has always been one of like the top hits of Scarlet and Violet base set with that Ralts evolution line. I love the fact that they tell stories through these illustration rares, which makes it really, really cool. Next, we'll move into another Scarlet and Violet base set, the Sandile one, a really unique card. Like there's so many unique illustration rares, which is really, really cool. This one's super cheap to add to your collection as well. $2.25 is the current market price. Next, we'll move into Paldea Evolved. And like, this is what I'm talking about. Now we just went from Sandile, which is like kind of almost a realistic style of artwork. Then next we have this like crazy, like arcade style Baxcalibur from Paldea Evolved, and I mean, what a gorgeous card. I can't even get over it. And this one currently market priced at $13.03. Not a ton of movement over the last 3 months on that one. Then we have this Fuecoco from Paldea Evolved. I actually pulled this one, and I love it because it's also telling this story of the Fuecoco evolving through the family in the grocery store. Just a great card. Down a little bit over the last 3 months, currently market priced at $10.69. Another evolution line, the Sprigatito, and like just a completely different artwork, but completely gorgeous artwork. So we just saw a cool one in the Fuecoco and kind of unique. Now this one I would classify more as absolutely gorgeous with the flowers and the Sprigatito sleeping in the yard, and I just love the card. Currently market priced at $9.91. Then we go back to Scarlet and Violet base set. We got the Grievard, and just another completely unique card. You got the Ghastly in the foreground, the Gengar on the mat, you got the Pokeball, and then of course the Grievard. And I think the card is really, really cool and not too bad on your pocketbook as well. Only $3.42 to add that one to your collection. First one out of Obsidian Flames we're talking about is this Scizor. I pulled this one a couple weeks back, and the red is just like, it's so vibrant on the card. It looks really, really cool. And as you all know, Obsidian Flames is currently in the toilet based on market pricing data. This card going for $4.86, and it's actually one of the more expensive pulls you can get out of the set, which is just crazy, especially considering like Obsidian Flames has some of the best artworks in terms of the illustration rare cards. Then we go back to Scarlet and Violet base set, this Riolu, and now another one where it's like this unique, almost like anime style caricature, and I love it. Currently market price is $6.54. Back to Obsidian Flames, another absolutely gorgeous card, the Gloom from Obsidian Flames, $3.94. Another one from Obsidian Flames that is just dirt cheap, and so much attention to detail, and yet it's so unique. I love everything about it. Back to base set, Got this Slowpoke, and this one, I don't even know what to say. It's like so gimmicky, but so unique in that same sense, and I really, really am here for it. Kind of like the Simisear out of Crown Zenith. It has that almost like cartoony aspect to it, and it looks a little bit funny, but I really, really like it. And so that's what I love so much about some of these cards. As we go to Paldea Evolved, this Raichu, which looks a little bit more realistic. Like, obviously, it doesn't look really realistic, but it's a completely different style of artwork than the Slowpoke that we just looked at. So there's just so much like variance in these illustration rares, which I really, really like. Raichu currently market price at $17.77. So some of the Paldea Evolved illustration rares are doing quite well in the market price right now. Then another very unique card, the Pidgey from Obsidian Flames, and this one not doing great, $5.36. It has come down because it was actually like a decently priced illustration rare out of the gate when Obsidian Flames released. Then finally we'll get into 151, and the reason they're so late in this presentation is because some of them are my absolute favorites. This Dragonair, again, like now we're talking about, this looks really, really clean. The water actually kind of looks realistic. Like there's shadows and reflections, like it's just amazing. Currently $17.97. So all the 151 illustration rares, I mean, there's a few like the Caterpie and the Mr. Mime that aren't doing incredible, but lots of them are actually still quite expensive in terms of an illustration rare card. Then we have this Paldea Evolved Fletchinder, and not an expensive one, but look at this artwork. It's ridiculously cool. Down to $4.17. So lots of these cards, like I'm saying, you can add to your collection for not very expensive, and they just make your binder look absolutely phenomenal. Next, we got the Charmander from Scarlet and Violet 151, doing really, really well, up 32% over the last month here, and currently sitting at $33.58. We're getting to my final 6 picks here, maybe 7 picks. I can't remember. Wartortle from Scarlet and Violet 151. I pulled the God Pack on one of my live streams for the Squirtle line, and it was ridiculous. The blues in the Squirtle, the Wartortle, and the Blastoise are absolutely beautiful, is the only way I can describe them. This is probably my favorite out of like the Squirtle and Wartortle. Blastoise is a special illustration rare, which I didn't include in these videos. But this Wartortle doing really good in the market as well, up 24% over the last month, and it's currently at $20.62. Then we have this Tyranitar, and I actually think this one is quite comparable to the Groudon out of Paradox Rift, where it's like this impending doom monster coming out. Tyranitar not actually doing that good in the market price, down 7.2% over the last 3 months, currently at $19.70, whereas the Groudon, where you're going to see, is actually doing really good out of the gate, out of Paradox Rift. Then we have the Obsidian Flames Cleffa, one of the most like actually spectacular, gorgeous cards out of Scarlet and Violet era so far, in my opinion, and only $4.99 market price. Like, I just can't believe it. I can believe it because that's what's happening to Obsidian Flames, but based on artwork, absolutely spectacular. Another one from Obsidian Flames is this Ninetales. Again, look at that graph over the last 3 months. Started off at $13.99, now down 46% to $7.55. So nothing too crazy here. Then we have the Pikachu from 151. Probably my favorite illustration rare out of 151. It's absolutely gorgeous. Haven't pulled it out of the English 151 yet, but I have a Gem Mint PSA 10 of the Japanese version of this card, and it is absolutely spectacular. The English version currently going for $21.78, leading me to my most favorite card, and I think it's probably some of yours too, and I already realized I screwed up the slide. This is not Fuecoco. This is the Magikarp out of Paldea Evolved, and the market price is doing it justice because this card is absolutely gorgeous. It's spectacular. It's intricate. It's detailed. It gives me vibes of that Giratina alt art from Lost Origin, and the market price is doing it the same. It started at $51.36. That's 3 months ago. Now up 17.6% to $60.42. If you remember correctly, Paldea Evolved came out. This card was a $20 card. Quickly spiked up to $80, back down to like $25, and now it has been slowly rising ever since. Kind of hard to pull, and it's just doing really, really well. So we looked at all of the first 4 sets. Now Paradox Rift has just been out for a couple days, and here I've picked kind of 5 cards that I think are just really, really cool. Not necessarily the most valuable ones, but the artwork is spectacular. First, this Snorant from Paradox Rift, $3.26 is where it currently sits, but it just gives me the vibes of that Glaceon V alt art from Evolving Skies, where the Glaceon is sitting on the bench in the snow. This Snorant is just chilling in the snow with a snowball there, and I am here for it. I love the card a lot. Next, we got the Iron Jugulus, and look at how much different this card is. Like, it just gives me the vibes. I was at Disneyland in the last summer here, and you're like walking through Cars Land with all the neon lights, and this is like what it looks like. You got the sunset in the background, the stars in the sky, the neon lights, and of course an Iron Jugulus in the sky, which is ridiculously cool. Next, on my release day video, I pulled this card, the Brute Bonnet illustration rare, and it's just like so different yet again, where the artwork is so detailed and intricate, and I just think it's really cool. This card currently going for $5.98. Then we have another different one where it's just like kind of a weird background with Yveltal in the foreground, and currently going for $9.25. Another artwork that's just like, I can't stop staring at it. And then I think you already probably know what my number 1 pick from Paradox Rift is going to be in terms of illustration rares, but here it is, the Groudon. What can I say? The artwork is ridiculously cool. Volcano in the background, Groudon in the foreground. Currently going for $39.99. Looks like it's going to continue trending in the upward direction. So I'm going to try and pull it right now, because definitely this is one of the chase cards out of Paradox Rift for me. See you on the flip side. Okay, so let me know what you think. Is there a card that I missed that should be on the list that you think the artwork is spectacular, or did I nail it, or I don't know, do you even care about the artwork? Are you just interested in the value of the cards? I mean, part of why I like Pokemon so much is that it just like ripping packs. I got a chance at big value cards, but also I'm kind of in awe because I've always loved Pokemon ever since I was a kid. So seeing these artworks of Pokemon that I grew up with and now new Pokemon, I mean, just brings a lot of value to my life. Like, I really just enjoy opening packs. So here we go. Got 10 packs of Paradox Rift to open. Man, would I love to pull that Groudon kind of early on in my Paradox Rift career. It would be really, really awesome. You know, so I said it in my last video, but early on in Paldea Evolved, I pulled the Magikarp. It was kind of like probably a month after release. And then Obsidian Flames, I pulled a special illustration rare Charizard basically like within the first couple weeks of Obsidian Flames. And then there's the code. So I've been fortunate to pull like some of my biggest chase cards. Out of base set, I pulled the, what is it? Cyclizar. There's an illustration rare that we didn't talk about, but really, really cool. Let's go. And the Kingdra. Look at that artwork. Really, really cool as well. I love the fact that like the Pokemon artwork is just makes me stop and stare. So pretty awesome. 150. I was saying I pulled the Ralts and the Gardevoir out of base set. So that was good. And then 151, I pulled the Zapdos not too long ago, and I also have pulled some good stuff out of the live streams for others. So not necessarily for myself, but definitely have seen lots of the cards close and personal. So what I'm trying to say is that I've had some luck in pulling like the big chase cards that I want to see in person. And I've already told you all, like, I don't particularly care all that much about my own personal card collection. Like, I have a few, for sure. But I love opening the cards. And then sometimes I sell them, sometimes I send them in for grading. There's a gold card. Well, come on, baby. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Garchomp. This box is all about the Garchomp. I got the full art version of it as well. And now the Garchomp EX. Hyper rare. And an Yveltal. Also, in completely other news, have you heard that there's no more double banger packs out of Paradox Rift? So if you get something in that second slot, like I just did with the gold Garchomp, that means that you're probably not getting something in the back, which part of me I can appreciate, because that, like, you're kind of, Pokemon is almost guaranteeing that a booster box is going to have 12 different packs that have hits. But occasionally you'd get these packs early on where all of a sudden you'd have like 2 huge hits in one pack. Is that something? Mousehold EX. All right. I think I've only gotten 2 double rare EXs so far out of this booster box, so I think there should be a few more in here. I've already gotten a special illustration rare, and I've gotten the hyper rare now, gotten a full art trainer, got the full art Garchomp. So I mean, unless it's an amazing box, kind of running out of different hits. But you never know. Kingdra, Tinglu. I actually should count. I think I got 3 hits out of the first 10 packs, 4 hits out of the last 10 packs that we opened, and now 3. So that brings us to 10 hits. So out of, there should be a few more hits left. I love the reverse hollows of the future and the ancient Pokemon cards. I actually am just really liking this set. I think it's really, really cool. Really, really cool. Definitely looking forward to opening some more of it up on the channel and on the live stream coming up here. So if you haven't checked that out yet, coming up on Friday, if you're watching this on release day or close to it, you go to thepokeoffice.com to get your packs. You can also join the membership to get the discount codes. Aegislash, full art. Okay. All right. We're crushing the hits today. 2 packs left. And could we get 5 out of 10 hits? 1 more pack would be really, really good. We have only had, well, 3 illustration rares out of the booster box so far. So either it's a really good booster box or that's the average, I guess. I'm not 100% sure. Zekrom. Okay, we got 1 more pack. It's been a pretty good opening so far. Definitely let me know what you think in the comments below. I thought it was kind of a fun video to do. I think Pokemon just, like, how do they continue this? I mean, there's still so many Pokemon that they can do illustration rares for. So I am loving it, honestly. I think there's a lot to like about what Pokemon is doing these days. And I think that it's only just going to get better. Like, if you remember, Sword and Shield era started off kind of slow with Base Set, Rebel Clash, Darkness Ablaze, Shining Fates, Champion's Path, Vivid Voltage, and then Chilling Reign came, and it started to get really, really good. Paradox Rift came, and it feels like it's starting to get really, really good to me. So I think there's a lot to get excited about in terms of Pokemon. This is the last pack, so I got 2 chances for another hit. 3, 2, 1. Octillery. 3, 2, 1. More Peko. So again, 4 hits out of 10 packs. Not bad at all. Got this Aegislash, little off center from left to right there. That's the ultra rare version of it though. A Mousehold, regular, Garchomp, hyper rare, EX Terra card. Pretty cool looking card, honestly. I like it. And then this Cyclizar, the illustration rare. Also a very, very cool artwork. So that's going to do it for me at the Poke Office. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and leave a comment to be entered to win 4 packs of Paradox Rift. And until my next video, peace!